So now we're going to go back to the steps for creating our chart. So step 30, create a chart layer. I'm going to close the star layer and then create the new layer. Double click on the name and name it chart. Now with the chart layer selected, create a rectangle with the rectangle tool. So I'm going to click on the ellipse tool and then change to the rectangle tool by holding until the menu shows up and then selecting the rectangle tool. You can also press M for the rectangle tool. Correct. So I'm going to create a rectangle 25 points wide and 12 points high. So I can click anywhere. I'm going to click down here, and here's my rectangle tool where I type in 25 points wide and 12 points high. Click OK, and well, that's the same color that I had for the last object that I colored, so maybe I want to change that to black for now. So I'm going to go to the color palette and change the color of this box to black using the black default. So now I want to make sure it's positioned properly. So using the transform palette, I'll click on the transform tab and then make sure the top left reference point is selected. Then using the field for the X value, I'm going to type in 150 points and then tab. And then for the Y-axis, I'm going to type in 588 and then tab. So what that's going to do is position it right at the bottom of my artboard right here. So if I use the space key, I can click and then drag my artboard around so I can see a different view. I can command plus to zoom in or command minus to zoom out. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. Use my space bar to move the artboard around a little bit. And now, under the Object menu, select the Move option from the Transform menu. So under the Object menu, there's Transform, and then there's Move. So as you can see, it's Shift Command M would be the key command. So get used to that because that gets used all the time. So I'm going to enter 25 points for the horizontal value and 0 for the vertical value. So 25, tab, 0 is already there, but I can type that in again. And then press copy. Great. So now I have two boxes. If I use the transform again to move and copy the rectangle, I'll do that until I have a row of 12 rectangles. So Command D, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that gives me, if I option click on chart, that should show me 12 boxes all the way across. Perfect. So now, select all the rectangles. So I option clicked on the chart layer. I can now move So I want to copy the entire row of rectangles up 36 points. So going to the Object menu, Transform, Move, I want to move these boxes 0 points horizontally, but minus 36 points vertically. So that's going to move up 36 points. If I press on Copy, then the whole row is copied up 36 points. So transform again to copy another row of rectangles, so you have 3 rows of rectangles. So Command D, now I've got 3 rows of rectangles. So I'm going to set the top row to a fill of white. So they're already selected. I can just click on white and they're all white. Using the eyedropper tool, apply colors to the bottom 2 rows of rectangles that correspond with the positions in the points of the star. Okay, so right, so what I'm going to do is for each of these rectangles at the bottom, I'm going to switch to my selection tool. Well, actually, no, I'm going to switch to my eyedropper tool and then use my Command key to select these 2 bottom boxes. And these need to correspond with, now I'm going to use the chart just to see which squares correspond with which points in the star. So I'm going to actually start right over here. So if I click with my eyedropper tool on the purple, now if I view my boxes, they've turned purple. So I'm just going to zoom out a little bit so we can see what we're doing. So this time I'm going to Command click. Now Command Option Shift click and then, oops, I didn't want to do that. I forgot there were objects right there, so I'm going to Command Z. I'm going to have to deselect now. Click, Command click. Now Command Option Shift, then click and drag just above the second row and then down to the bottom row. And that's choosing those bottom 2 rectangles. Now I'm going to apply the color to, using the eyedropper tool, I'm just going to keep on going around the color wheel. So keep on doing that. Click to deselect and then Command Option Shift, click and then drag to choose the next 2 colors in the row. So I'll add that color and then keep on going. Click, Command Option Shift, click and drag, and then eyedropper the color. Keep on going. Command Option Shift, click and drag, select the green. Click, Command Option Shift, and then just keep on going around. Whoops, I forgot to deselect. All right, so I'm almost all the way around. Selecting the orange. then the orange red, the red, and then the violet. So that's all the colors. Great, so now we get to have some fun with the blend tool. So I'm going to before we do that, step 37 is add 100% black to the fill color of each of the rectangles in the bottom row. Alright, so maybe we'll do this just individually. I'm not sure if that... maybe we can try it. Shift Option, click and drag to select all of the bottom row. And now, oh, I can do that. So under the color palette, all the other values are predetermined, but there are no values set for black. So now I'm going to add 100% black to all of these fill colors. So 100%, enter. Now it looks like, oh, it's all turned to black. In actuality, each of them is... oh, actually it does change it all. I'm going to have to undo that then. It's not what I want. I actually want gradations of color between these two. So I'm going to have to go in individually and then add 100% black for each of them. %, click and drag, 100%, click and drag, 100%, click and drag, 100%, click and drag, 100%, click and drag, 100% black, click and drag, 100%. It's a little tedious, but you'll see why we're doing this in just a moment. Okay, 2 more to go. Great. So after this, we're going to start using the blend tool. And I think I'm just going to stop the video right there and I'll be right back.